than the first time. Every time we have a pandemic, it seems like we're always on the losing end.
Losing end!
We'll soon have a shortage of Please stop yourselves from causing a nationwide panic by saying those words.
What words?
Those terrible words. Shortage of
Food!
Ladies and gentlemen who are watching this, don't panic.
Singapore will never face a shortage of food if we all work together.
Together, we can ensure that we have sustainable sustenance.
Sustainable sustenance?
But how do we even ensure that? You see, Singapore is a small country and we get most of our food supplies from other countries.
As such, our food supply is not only threatened by global pandemic,
Our food supply is also threatened by other conditions such as
Global climate change,
which can cause adverse change in weather patterns.
which in turn causes a drop in crop production.
According to 2011 National Academy of Science report, for every degree Celsius the global thermostat rises, there will be a 5 to 15% decrease in the overall crop production. Wait, I know that some of you know a lot because you are scientists. But how did the three of you know so much too?
By reading.
From reliable sources only, of course.
Anyway, the first step in ensuring sustainable sustenance is to therefore to try and mitigate the global climate change problem.
By cutting down waste.
How?
Step 1. Buy only what you need.
During a pandemic, we tend to panic and overbuy. It is therefore very important for us to always think rationally and only buy what we need.
Especially perishables such as
Food!
Correct!
Do you know that in 2019, Singapore generated around 744 million kilograms of food waste?
More waste generated, more greenhouse gases get released into the atmosphere, worsening global climate change problem and a drop in food production.
So buying only what you need helps to reduce waste and help to mitigate the situation.
Next, use reusable products such as bottles and bags.
Oh, like BYOB? Bring your own bag!
Or
Bring your own bottle!
Next, change your perception towards ugly food.
Ugly food? Ew!
That is going to be tough. You know, every time I go to the supermarket, I ensure that I buy the prettiest food, like the most yellow bananas or the most perfectly shaped apples.
But why?
Because they contain the most nutrients.
That
is
Not true!
that is why we have the saying, don't judge a book by its cover and don't judge an apple by its outer appearance.
An apple is an apple, even with a slight dent on its side.
A banana is a banana, even with a slight brown spot on its skin.
By consuming ugly food, instead of throwing them away, you cut down waste too and help save the environment and thus ensuring sustainable sustenance.
Next, you can also switch your diet to having more pulses.
Pulses?
Pulses are the edible seeds of plants in the legume family, such as dry beans, dry broad beans, and chickpeas.
Pulses are a more sustainable form of agriculture because they can grow in harsh weather conditions.
That's right!
They use lesser water to grow as compared to other food crops,
And less fertilizers.
and yet still fill your tummy all the same.
Next, to increase food security in Singapore, we are all encouraged to be creative and resourceful by using our spaces in our housing area to plant food crops such as kangkong and tomatoes.
You can also recycle your food waste, such as fruit peels and eggshells, and turn them into compost for your food crops that you grow in your houses.
Compost?
I've heard about this. Compost is made by decomposing organic materials into simpler organic and inorganic compounds in a process called composting.
Oh!
It can be as simple as burning your waste into the soil and letting the aerobic bacteria and fungi break it down into nutrients.
These nutrients act as organic fertilizers.
Organic fertilizers will help cut down the level of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere.
Synthetic fertilizers will usually harm our environment as they release harmful greenhouse gases into our atmosphere.
As such, organic fertilizers will be a better choice.
Wow, okay. Let's see if I can remember all the tips that you have shared to ensure food security and that we can continue to eat sustainable sustenance. I need to first of all take care of the environment by cutting down waste.
Cut down waste by buying only what you need and use reusable items.
We can also cut down waste by consuming bulky food instead of throwing them away. If we cook bulky food or throw them away, if we cook bulky food or juice them, the chances are they will still taste the same.
We can also recycle food waste, such as eggshells and fruit peels, and turn them into compost, organic fertilizers that are more environmentally friendly.
To ensure food security, we can also switch our diet to have more pulses. Pulses are more resilient and grow despite harsh weather conditions.
And they use less fertilizers. Fertilizers can harm the earth by releasing harmful greenhouse gases into our atmosphere.
We can also help increase the sustainability of our sustenance by being creative and resourceful in using the spaces in our houses to grow our own crops.
These are all things that we as citizens can do.
As citizens, we can band together to make a difference.
Yeah, that is right. Let's do that